And let's bring in senior investigative reporter Aaron Katursky, along with ABC News contributor and former NYPD chief of detectives Robert Boyce, with more on this. Thank you both for being here. Aaron, I know this is still a very new investigation, but what do we know at this point about how this happened?
As far as we know, a store employee, maybe a manager, according to eyewitnesses and fellow employees, ended up bursting into the break room right around the time the overnight shift was about to start and opened fire with a pistol at random. Diane, there's no telling exactly why. We're told that the authorities are still working to pin down a motive, but this seems to be not necessarily a targeted shooting. According to the eyewitness accounts, it seemed as if the gunman was firing at random.
Now, Bob, police say officers arrived at the scene just 2 minutes after the 911 call was placed. How important is a quick response in this kind of situation?
But you'll see that police departments across the country train for this now, almost on a weekly basis. And it's important to get resources in there immediately. So when you saw this happen, now you ask yourself, could the immediate response have triggered this man to take his own life? It's possible. But to get in there immediately, lock down the location and save lives. That's going around across the country right now, and that's what it should be. And this unfortunate incident might have been prevented had we known more about this individual. It sounds like he came in here looking to do this. This is sort of a shift, if that's the case. It's really curious to see exactly how this plays out.
Now, Aaron, law enforcement sources tell ABC News that they're investigating whether this case was workplace violence. Does that change the nature of the investigation compared to if this had been a random shooting or a targeted shooting of some other nature?
Well, it puts the focus immediately on the shooter, who is dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, police said. So there doesn't seem to be a concern that there's some other kind of motivation other than whatever was going on with this guy and his place of employment. So they're going to look into his background. They're going to be interviewing eyewitnesses to see whether he was having trouble with particular people at work or whether there was something going on with him that may have caused him to just snap. And there's no telling. But workplace violence is certainly a concern for law enforcement officials, and it's another avenue where people with ready access to guns are turning to a firearm to act on whatever anger or whatever internally is going on with them. So it's concerning that it happened at a place of employment, even though no particular fellow employee appears at this stage to have been targeted.
Now, Bob, Virginia's governor says that he's making state resources available to the investigation. So what kind of resources does that free up, and how much does that help in a case like this?
Anytime you have resources coming from the outside, help to your database checks that probably aren't available to the local police. Get information on his mental history, where he got that gun, trace that gun down and find out how long he's had it. Any kind of social media scrub that you could do to see if he put this forth before this he actually took this happen. Let him know exactly what happened at his house. Get search warrants. There's a lot that the governor can provide at the state level.
All right, Aaron Katursky, Robert Boyce, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.